Hello, this is the virtual/blended lesson for Friday, August 14th, Advanced English 10. Every day, you're going to want to log into Canvas to make sure you get all the instructions. And then you're going to want to click this mauve circle to get to the monthly agendas. I already have this pulled up. So we're going to look at that. This is what you're responsible for. So in class on the 14th, we're going to be doing our DGP slides 1 and 2, a grammar diagnostic. I'm going to go over some instructions for your dialectical journals, WebQuest, and we're going to start reading chapter 1 of our text. You can see your homework and reminders and what the goal for today is. So today we're working on supporting our ideas with textual evidence. So let's get started with DGP slides 1 and 2. You can get those on Canvas by clicking the DGP Bellwork link. Might take it a bit. And remember, mine probably looks a little different because I am logged in as a teacher. So if you click the link for DGP 1 and 2, it's going to pull up and it's going to ask you to log in to Pear Deck. So you have to log in every time. Make sure you use your school email. And we're doing DGP digitally this year, just in case we all are at home. We can still keep going. It's going to take it a little bit to load here. It asks how you're feeling. You don't have to answer this, but I'm going to say I am feeling great. And we'll give it a chance to load. Okay, so this asks you to label the parts of speech. And underneath that, you see students draw anywhere on this slide. You can pick any color your heart desires. So I'm going to pick this pinky color, and you start writing on your screen. So you can label that noun. If you don't like how it looks, there's an undo button, which mine is behind this notification. But you can make it thinner over here. I suggest making it much thinner. That way it's easier. I know it's going to be sloppy, but do your best. It's just so I can see that you're trying. There is a cheat. So you're going to do slides 1 and 2. So you'll do slide 1 and you'll click your arrow on your keyboard or this one right here to do slide 2. Okay, you're only doing slides 1 and 2 today. I know there are 4 slides because I will keep adding to this, but you're only doing slides numbers 1 and 2. And then it automatically saves your work when you exit out. So you'll do that. So you'll label the parts of speech and then you'll identify the sentence parts. And like I said, the cheat sheet or the reference page for DGP is right here in case you're not familiar. And then the agenda slide asks you to take a grammar diagnostic. And I have linked to that for you. So you just click the blue link and it's going to take you to quill.org. I am already logged in, but at the top you will see it will say log in. You need to log in with Clever. Okay, log in with Clever. And so you will see your class right away. Again, mine looks different because I am logged in as a teacher. But it'll have an assignment for you to do. It's not that many questions. So let's just pull period 3 and let's view as a student. Sure, we're going to view as Alex. So once Alex logs in, it has this class right here. And it says to do activities, pre-AP writing skills survey 2. You're going to start that. It should not take you super long, maybe 20 minutes. After we're done with that in class, I'm going to go over some instructions for Warriors Don't Cry, which is what I'm going to do with you now. So you will click on modules. And this is where I'm getting all this information from. This is in the Warriors Don't Cry module. So instructions, reading schedule, and examples. And I'm going to go ahead and open the sample for you and see if I can split my screen here to help. Sorry, it takes a little bit to get this set up. Remember, this is my first recording for the school year, so might be a little rough. Okay, so instead of doing chapter quizzes for Warriors Don't Cry, which if you were in class on Wednesday or you came by on Monday, you should already have a copy. If you did not come by, there's a link to the full text on Canvas. Okay, so you're going to be creating a dialectical journal. Okay, a dialectical journal is just quotes, and then you explain your quotes and provide commentary for them to help you write a paper, because our final project for Warriors Don't Cry is an essay on the main character, Melba. So as you read, you want to look at characteristics of Melba, such as strength, independence, discouragement, determination, and faith. So you will be looking for those things. And when you come across something from the book that you feel like meets one of those character qualities, you're going to want to write that quote down. And so the dialectical journal, I really need 3 screens open, but the dialectical journal, I'll show you. Hang on. That little thing is in the way, and I don't know how to make it go away. That's the text. I don't want the text. I'm going to go again. The dialectical journal, those are the instructions. That's loading. It's just really a table, and it asks you to keep making this bigger. It's easier when your screen is not split. For the chapter and page number of the quote, the actual quote, the context, meaning what does the quote mean, and the commentary, why does this quotation matter? And you need 2 quotes from every chapter. So your first one is chapters 1 through 6. So let's talk about a good quote and what it means, how to write the context and the commentary. So that's this screen over here on the left. So good examples of quote analysis. So we have this quote right here. Freedom is not integration. Freedom is being able to go with grandma to wrestling matches. And Melba says this. So this would fall in the category of freedom, right? That's very obvious from this quote. So I would write this down, chapter and page number. I didn't write it on here, but in my journal, I'd write this quote down. And then off to the side, I would label it like in the margin as freedom. That way it's easy for me to reference later, or I would color code it. So I might assign freedom the color red. And so if I'm typing, I would make all my text for things freedom red. That way it's easier. Color coding and labeling are optional, but I think it will help you with your final paper if you have already labeled your quotes. So what does this quote mean? Well, so what's going on when this happens? When we get to this part in the book, we learn that Melba is really unhappy that integration is occurring because she no longer has personal freedom. It's dangerous for her to leave the house. So she can't just go to wrestling matches with her grandma like she used to. She can't just go out. And even walking on the street was dangerous for her. So she's unhappy with integration because she is losing her personal freedom. Okay, that's what this quote means. Why is this important? This is the commentary. You need about 2 sentences here. Okay, this is important because a judge said she can go to a white school. That's what she wanted, but she's not really free because she has lost her personal freedoms. So then she's like, well, do I even want to go to this all white school if it means I lose my personal freedoms? So she's struggling with what freedom means to her. So you can see here, this says the importance of this is the fact that just because a judge stated she can go to a white school, she's not free, especially if integration comes with the fee of all of her personal freedom. This causes her to second guess her desire to attend an integrated school. So we see what it means that she's unhappy, but why is this important? Why does it matter? Because now she is second guessing her freedom and if she even wants to be a part of this. A second example, Melba also says, instead, the humiliating expectations and traditions of segregation creep over you, slowly stealing a teaspoon of your self-esteem each day. Okay, so it's talking about stealing her self-esteem. And this would be categorized under fear or discouragement, probably. That's how I would categorize it. You can categorize them however you want, but that's how I would probably say it. So what does this mean? And I know this is difficult to do without actually having read the book yet. But this means that at first, Black people in this time thought innocently, only to be awakened to the hate of segregation that would make them very afraid. So they thought integration and desegregation was going to be great at first, but then they realized that there were a lot of people were not happy with it, and it caused them to be fearful. Okay, so at first, so why does this matter? This girl, or Melba, thought so innocently at first. She thought this was going to fix things. But people's hatred of her race led to that innocence and the livelihood of some of her family members being stripped away. So they realized that segregation was not the answer. So they lost all their innocence. This was a new concept for the time. The writing why it matters is the hardest part of a dialectical journal. But if you think about it, and sometimes you have to read a few more pages, you can really grasp what each one means. So the sample is linked here for you on Canvas. I'm going to open this back up bigger for you guys. Go back to modules so I can see the rest of what's on that page. But the dialectical journal is there. And remember, you have to do 2 quotes per chapter. Your first one is on chapters 1 through 6. And the completed journal, so you have to have all 12 rows filled out by August 24th, and it needs to be turned in by 4 p.m. Remember, this is a major grade, and major grades make up 70% of your grade for this class. So you want to do really well. Put time and effort into this. Hopefully in class today, you're going to be able to start reading chapter 1, but you're going to have to stay focused and read at home. So I would recommend reading about a chapter a night. The chapters are short, and that will give you time to do it and do it well. Finally, in class today, we are working on a web quest for Warriors Don't Cry to kind of get you to get you familiar with the background of what is going on. This was designed to be fairly simple, and it is linked here as well in the Warriors Don't Cry module. It's right here, Warriors Don't Cry web quest. This is due next class period, so it is due on Tuesday, the 18th. So whatever people don't finish in class today is due on the 18th. So you're going to go to each website. You'll click the website, and each one's related somehow to the civil rights movement. And you'll read over each page, and then you'll list 3 facts or opinions on the website, not your opinions, just in case everything is not factual, related to the civil rights movement. And I realize here that this says fact 2 twice, but I will fix that. So this one, you'll click the blue link about the Central High anniversary, and you'll write 3 facts. Brown versus the Board of Education, 3 facts. So there are 5 or 6 categories that you'll do this for, and then you will turn it in. It's just to get you used to what's going on and kind of the context of this story. That is what we are covering in class on the 14th. Remember your homework. If you don't finish the web quest, you need to do that. Don't forget about the student and parent survey, and your summer reading assignment is due August 28th. So that is coming up soon. If you have any questions, please feel free to